my computer. Why not? Well, we are officially recording, and so everybody, welcome to the read-in. For at least I'm near to Houston, Texas. I'm not actually in Houston, Texas, but that was the closest major city, so I thought I'd put that one down. My name is Casey. I do have a YouTube channel. It has all of like 30 followers. It's new. I made it during quarantine, so it is Casey's Book. If anyone is interested to check it out, but no pressure there. I am reading this tonight. I haven't started it. It is my movie to book adaptation points, or whatever the prompt is called. So what are y'all's names and what are you reading?
I can go first. Hi, I'm Lexi. So far, I've read 4 books, which has been great. Today, I'm reading one I just picked up at Target, so it was for my first book you touched, and it's called Joe and Laurie. It's like a Little Women retelling, sort of, but it's not much different so far. Like, it's taking place at the same time. All the characters are the same, so I'm curious what it's going to actually be. I'm from Arkansas, but Texas seemed like the closest read-in for me. And yeah, I think that's it.
I lost someone.
I can go next. My name's Natalia. I'm here in Houston. I'm reading Treasure Island for the movie to book thing. I watched the 1950s movie a long time ago, but because of Treasure Planet similarities, yeah, so I thought I'd finally give it a try.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Who's next?
Okay, I'll go next, but I'm sorry, there's a church near here, so they are singing with a lot of passion. If you hear it, I'm sorry. My name is Glacy. I'm actually from Brazil, but this was the only time I can be here, so here I am.
Welcome. We're glad to have you. Your name is
Yeah.
so cool. I noticed that it was a little interesting for Texas name.
Yeah, I know people that are not from Brazil kind of struggle to say it, so you could call me Grace, I guess. That's how my friends call me anyway. So I'll be reading Catching Fire, but it's in Portuguese, as you can see. And this is the first book I'll be reading for the challenge, for the movie thing. I've actually never finished a book in a week, so this is really a challenge to me. So I hope I can do it.
We hope you can too. And you said your name was Glacy. I will try and pronounce it properly because I believe that's important. So
that's perfect. Oh my God. I think you're the first person who has ever pronounced it correctly. Congratulations.
I know Spanish. I know that's not Portuguese, but that might be a little bit why I can pronounce it.
It's similar. It's kind of similar.
Okay,
Hello.
I'll go.
You can
Sorry. Do you want to go first? Okay.
Go for it.
I'm Emma. I am close to Houston, and I'm reading the book club book, Such a Fun Age. So I'm really excited about that one. Yeah.
I'm Claudette. I'm reading The Elite because my birthstone is the ruby, I think. And it's so I'm doing that challenge.
That's awesome. I too managed to read 4 books and on Monday and Tuesday. Granted, they were each 100 pages, so them being 4, they're more like novellas than actual books. But I just finished actually a little while ago the book about a different country than I'm in. I read an Alexander Dumas book. It comes after the Three Musketeers. It's in the same vein as that, but I can't pronounce it because it's a very French title. So that was a big book. So that took me a while to read, but yeah. We can technically do a couple sprints and do readings, or we can just chat a little bit more. What do y'all want to do? So y'all don't seem very chatty, which is totally fine. So why don't we just do a small reading sprint, and then we can talk about what we read if we want to, and then we can do another small reading sprint. And then the 7 o'clock suggestion on the website says read a favorite passage out loud. So keep an eye out for that if you have one in the book you're reading, or if you just have a passage in a book you really like you want to share with us. Does that sound good with everybody?
Yes, that works.
Okay, so let me do some time math here real quick. If we want to do like a 15-minute short sprint and from, I guess, 6:10, ironically my computer says it's 6:08, but my phone says it's already 6:10. We're going to go with my computer's time because that's what I'm looking at mostly. But if you want to do like a 15 minutes from 6:10 to 6:25 and then do from 6:30 to the hour, and we can chat a little bit in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, super, super exciting. And I'm going to just eat awkwardly while I read in 1 minute. So this bookmark is my favorite thing while we wait. It says my workout is reading in bed until my arms hurt, and it's a little pinup girl. I feel very seen by it, especially the past few days I've been doing a lot of reading in bed. Well, I will say we can go. I'm going to mute myself and let's just read for the next 15 minutes and go. All right, it's been our 15-minute sprint. How did y'all do? It looks like we've been joined by another person. Welcome. How many pages did y'all read?
I read, let me look, 12? And it was kind of slow going because I'm having a really hard time. This author is changing like minor details about the story, and I have to like go back to what I know about Little Women and like revise that in my head about the characters. I don't know, it's kind of weird.
Nice. Well, still good though. Still, you read 10 pages or 12 pages?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, oh, go ahead, Emma. I just saw you muted.
I was just gonna say, I think I read like 10 of 15. I don't remember where, but yeah.
Nice. I read 20 pages after I realized I was reading the introduction and had read I read a few pages of the introduction, but I just wanted to show y'all because it's really dumb. This is how long the introduction is. That's an absurd amount of pages.
That's a lot.
The number is XXIX because it's in Roman numerals, so I don't know what that means right now because I'm tired, but I was like, that was a very long introduction. So. Oh, I'm still reading the introduction. What? There's too much. I was like, this seems a little interesting. Anyways, sorry, continue. How many pages have y'all read? I read 20 pages of the introduction.
I read 16 pages.
Awesome.
Yeah, I read 20 pages, but the font is kind of big on this book, so it's probably less than an actual normal book.
That's always.
Yeah.
So I think the reason I didn't think this was okay, so I haven't ever read this before, clearly, and the second introduction started like the movie did, where someone's reading the book to the person. So I was like, oh, I'll just keep reading this, and it's not. Anyways, so I will now actually read on the next sprint chapter 1.
I am embarrassed because I've only read 3 pages. I am a terrible reader. Oh my gosh. How do you guys read so fast? I mean, I can't focus. I read three lines, then I have to go back and read it again because I just lose focus.
I personally do read very fast, and I actually was watching this thing on how to read more books. I wasn't really watching it for me. The other half of the video was touring libraries or bookstores around the world that are just beautiful. But half of the video was about reading faster, and it actually helps with your concentration apparently to read as fast as humanly possible because it turns the reading out loud in your head into the movie in your head experience. I don't do the visualization thing, so that doesn't work for me. But you could always just try reading as fast as humanly possible. Just maybe you won't get distracted. I don't know. I don't have ideas. I'm not getting distracted.
I think I've seen that video before. Was it the one with the whole documentary thing and
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it sounds familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think for me, I've gotten faster at reading the more I've read. So the more you read, you'll just figure out your groove with it. That's the best advice I can give for that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll try, but I don't think I'm good at this. I'll just try.
Well, hey, you read 3 pages. That's better than 0 pages. So.
I'm actually a really slow reader too, but I learned, I've seen quite a few videos, and they say that it helps to use your finger and follow the line, because then your brain or your eyes are always looking at the other words on the pages, even if you don't realize it. And so when you put your finger and you just do it line by line, it focuses your brain to focus on that sentence or what you're actually reading. But I found that helps me read a little bit faster.
I'll try that. I think I've seen this documentary. It's in YouTube, and the guy kind of tells you to I don't know if they say it there. Like you can draw a line in each margin to narrow the page, so you don't have to actually read all the words. You just kind of predicts it. Like you read the words that are between the lines, and you kind of imagine what are the other words supposed to be. I don't think that will work. I'm sorry, dude. I will just try the finger thing. I think it's better.
I know for me, like I like reading books that are written beautifully. So like I would be really depressed if I like didn't read all the words. Like that would just bum me out. So
I think if people are reading like for studying, I don't know, perhaps they need to read a lot, so that might help them. But I'm also with you. If I miss the words, like it's not the full thing, you know?
for sure.
I
Sweet.
think it also depends on the type of books you're reading, because like this book is very fluffy and like I can read it very fast. Also, it's like reviewing a lot of the stuff that happened in the first book. So maybe with like also with Catching Fire, I don't know if anyone's done this, but I read the audiobook and the book at the same time. So like I would switch from the audiobook to the book, and that makes you read like the book faster. Or you can also read the book and listen to the audiobook at the same time. And I could listen to the audiobook at like 2 times the speed and I would go faster. But yeah.
I've only read one book while listening to the audiobook at the same time, and it's I'm currently doing that with War and Peace, but that's for the name pronunciations because they're Russian. I will say, if you ever read that book, and the only reason I'm even reading it, because it's like one of those books you read so you can like be better than other people at parties or whatever, is because I have it. Like my parents are going to sell it. I'm like, I'll just take it. So now I'm here trying to read it. And there is a drinking game with this book where every time he adds a new character, you drink. And good God, it would kill people. Like he's adds so many characters. So that's that's been helpful for me with like things that are hard to pronounce. But y'all ready for the next reading sprint? Sweet. Well, I will talk to y'all in 28 minutes. I will see you on the hour. Hey, how did y'all do?
Good. That went by fast.
Yeah. I managed to pull off reading 50 pages. So the font is really big, and I just read a really hard book, so this is just like a breeze. So I don't think I would normally be able to read 50 pages in 28 minutes.
Yeah, that's good. I read.
You froze like right when you said how many pages you read.
Oh, sorry. I read 29 pages.
Nice.
I read about 40 pages. I really got into it because it was like a battle scene, so I was like, oh, what's happening?
That's awesome.
I read 22.
Awesome.
I read 25.
Sweet. So, all that we really need to do at this point, according to the website, I can see that I'm glitching, so I apologize for that, is to take a group picture. So if everyone wants to smile, I'll take a little screenshot real quick when everyone's ready. 1, 2, 3. Sweet, we got it. And if anyone has a favorite passage, what they read tonight, or from their favorite book, and that they want to share, that's what's on the agenda. I do have mine pulled up, so I can always start if y'all don't have something quite ready. Okay, I will start. So this is not from the book I'm reading right now. It's from my favorite book, which is East of Eden by John Steinbeck. Little background on the book is it's like a retelling in like the 1950s or whatever, of like, it's a retelling of like the fall of the grace of God, like Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden and all that. But it follows two families instead of like the two people. But, and speaking of beautifully written books that I would hate to miss any words of from earlier, it's a lot. So I'm going to read like the first chunk and then skip down to the end, which is also really pretty. So it's being told by their, I believe, Chinese, like, I don't want to say servant, but he basically helps out around the house and all that jazz. So that's who's telling this at this point. So okay, so they're talking about the Bible, and he's saying about what he's reading out of the Bible and translations and things. So the American Standard Translation orders men to triumph over sin, and you call sin ignorance. The King James translation makes a promise in thou shalt, meaning that men will surely triumph over sin. But the Hebrew word, the word tim shall, thou mayest, that gives a choice. It might be the most important word in the world. That says the way is open. That throws it right back on a man. For if thou mayest, it is also true that thou mayest not. Don't you see? A lot of stuff happens. All the way back down to the bottom. This is not theology. I have no bent towards gods, but I have a new love for that glittering instrument, the human soul. It is a lovely and unique thing in the universe. It is always attacked and never destroyed because thou mayest. So I like it. It's my favorite book, and that's like the kind of overarching theme is the like thou mayest or Tim shall. So yeah. What are y'all's favorite books? And if you want to share anything from them, you're welcome to.
I was like, had my eye out, but it was like just exposition. There was like nothing spectacular at all, honestly, which is like kind of a bummer. So I feel bad I don't really have a passage from this one. I'm sorry. Especially to follow that.
Yeah, I just like to tell everybody about this book because it's quite a depressing book, in all honesty, but it's beautiful and it's worth the like pain.
Yeah.
I have something. It's definitely not that pretty. It just made me laugh. Where was it? It was like, I can't find it now, but it was like shiver me timbers, like, oh, the rum, and it was just so piratey that it made me laugh because I was like, pirates don't actually talk like them, but it's so like every time the pirates talk, it's just yo ho and a bottle of rum and the Jolly Roger and
Yo ho and a bottle of rum has happened in this book too.
Really?
Yeah, direct quote.
It just made me laugh because I was like, that's so like typical pirate.
Yes, stereotyping for sure.
I just was like one quote where this guy was explaining how like he broke up with his girlfriend at like 17, and this quote that he said, I think it would be best if we went our separate ways and that those paths never again connected. So it was really stupid. It was just a really stupid way to break up with someone. It was just like out of nowhere. I was like, I don't want to see you ever again.
Yeah, it gets the point across, in fairness.
He was like trying to make it all pretty and poetic because his girlfriend like always like wrote like love letters and stuff, and so it was just really bad.
We all know that guy.
Oh, I have a quote of, so my roommate once told me that her science teacher taught her how to hide a body, how to liquefy a body. And like, I read this quote in a book and I sent it to her. So it says, everyone should have punched in the face for kinds of friends. Everyone should have, like the people you call when you need to hide the body. Why is there a body? If there was a body, hypothetically, I like to avoid all forms of murder involving hypothetical. But yeah, just like having those kinds of friends.
That is important. It's always like that. You have the best friend to call to bail you out of jail, but they're going to stand there and laugh at you for a while first.
Truly.
Awesome. That's all I officially have for y'all. I'll give you a little bit of your evenings back, but this was really nice. I enjoyed meeting y'all and getting to do a little bit of reading. It helps to be social in this time, and it's really hard to do that right now. So,
Yes, thank you for hosting.
Yeah, thanks for listening. It was awesome.
you're welcome. Yeah, and stay safe, wear a mask, continue to read and educate yourself on things happening in the world. That's my little spiel. So I will let you all go then. So have a good rest of your evening.
Bye. Thanks to meet y'all.
Bye.